There are 6 times when backbiting is permissible. Only 6 situations. And Imam An-Nawawi mentions it in his kitab Riyadh as-Saliheen under the chapter of Babu ma yubahu min al-Gheebah. Babu ma yubahu min al-Gheebah, when the backbiting is allowed. From there will be, of course, between the wife and the husband, when the wife wants to speak to a judge or a sheikh about a situation related to her husband, or the husband wants to talk to a sheikh or a judge about his situation. He's permitted to speak about the other person. Just like Abu Sufyan, a noble companion, his wife Hindah, she complained. She said, Inna Abu Sufyan rajulun shahih. Abu Sufyan is a very stingy man. She said this about him. She said, is it permissible for me to steal money from him or to take money from him without his knowledge? The Prophet, he said, yes, as long as you take what is enough for you and your children. So she had to complain about him to the Prophet. She had to complain to the Prophet ﷺ about her husband. This is not gheebah. Or a woman asks someone if this brother is if he's a fit candidate, if he's an ideal spouse, and the brother knows some issues with this brother, he has to be honest to this sister who asked. Based on the hadith of Fatima bint Qais, when she said, Ya Rasulullah, 2 men have come forward for my hand in marriage. The first one is Abu Jahm, and the second one is Muawiyah. The Prophet said, as for Muawiyah, فَسُعْلُوكُ لَا مَالَ لَهُ. He has no money. And as for Abu Jahm, ضَرَّابٌ لِلنِّسَاءِ. He beats women. He what? He beats the women. Another wording said, لَا يُلْقِ الْعَصَى عَنْ عَاتِقِهِ. The stick is on his shoulder. He never takes the stick off his shoulder. In other words, he beats a lot. So the Prophet said, stay away from these 2 men and marry Usama ibn Zayd. Again, this is the times when it's what? It's permissible. So there are situations when the gheebah is permissible, it's needed. From the times that it's permissible is when you're warning a person regarding a people who can harm them or their religion. So you're telling them, stay away from this individual. He can corrupt your religion. He can corrupt your deen. Whether you take knowledge from him or whether you associate with him, you're allowed to, in this situation, to warn this person. You're allowed to say things that may not be pleasant. But other than that, other than those 6 situations that An-Nawawi mentions, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. It falls under the gheebah, which is muharramah.
So Ustadh Abdulrahman Hassan only mentioned 3. But we've decided to provide the full list, including the ones he had mentioned. Imam An-Nawawi mentioned in his famous book, Riyadh as-Saliheen, in the Book of Good Manners. Chapter on cases in which backbiting is permissible. He said, know that backbiting is only permissible for a legitimate Islamic purpose, which cannot be achieved except through it. And these are 6 cases. Number 1. It is permissible for the wronged person to complain to the ruler, judge, or anyone in authority who can help him get his right, saying, so-and-so wronged me in such and such a matter. This is allowed when seeking justice, not revenge. Number 2. If someone commits a wrong, it is allowed to tell a person who can stop it, like a parent, scholar, or leader, saying, so-and-so does such a thing, please stop him. The intention must be to correct and reform, not to insult or expose. Number 3. When seeking a fatwa, religious verdict, a person may say, my father or husband or brother or so-and-so wronged me. Is that allowed? What should I do to be free of this? This is allowed due to necessity, but it is better to speak generally. Example, someone did such and such, without naming. If the mufti cannot understand without naming, then mentioning the name is permissible. Number 4. Warning Muslims against harm or giving them a nasiha. And it has many forms. Criticizing unreliable narrators or witnesses is permissible by consensus. If consulted about marriage, business, or leadership, one must state the truth about someone's faults with sincere intention, not out of hate. If one sees a student learning from a deviant or sinful teacher, he should advise and warn him about that person's condition sincerely, not maliciously. Number 5. If a person openly commits sin or innovation like publicly drinking alcohol or oppressing people, it is permissible to mention what he does openly. But it remains forbidden to speak of his other private faults. Number 6. If a person is known by a nickname such as the lame one, the blind one, the cross-eyed one, etc., it is allowed to identify him by it for clarity only. But if it's said to mock or insult, it becomes haram. If there's another way to identify him, that is better. And Allah knows the best. May He forgive us for any mistake in interpreting His words.